Good morning, dear friends. Today I am really excited to discuss with you a very important topic in today's world: how to analyze data quickly. Dear friends, let us dive into 3 steps to analyze any type of data. So, dear friends, this topic is really vital because nowadays the world is based on evidence and the language of science is data. So let's quickly get steps with the help of which you can analyze any type of data. The first and the most important step is that you should know what is the nature of the data, whether the data is qualitative in nature or the data is quantitative in nature. Let me give you one quick example to differentiate between the two. For example, if you are analyzing someone's intelligence, beauty, or any attribute which will vary from person to person, that type of measurement where such type of variation is there are termed as qualitative data. Whereas the physical quantities, for example, measurement of height, weight, BMI, eyesight, these are the physical quantity. If the observer is using the same instrument, he or she is more or less going to get the same result. So it will not vary from observer to observer. These quantities are called your quantitative data. So you have to look at the data very closely and then you have to find it out in your mind that whether it is a qualitative data or is it a quantitative data. Second step, based on your objective, you have to either go with a description of the data, we call it in statistics descriptive statistics, or based on your objective you have to test whether it is a analytical situation or inference problem. For example, of descriptive statistics, you want to explore the data and wish to find it out what is the variation in the data, that is what is the range in the data, what is the average characteristics of the data, that means you are interested in the averages of the data, or you want to show the pictures graphically, percentage wise or frequency distribution or just the values of correlation, regression, like that. But if your objective is to have an inference, for example, if you want to say whether MI, myocardial infection, and smoking are correlated, whether the IQ of male is higher than that of female or the vice versa. So such type of inference if you want to make, then you need to perform the testing of hypothesis. The third step is the final step. In the third step, we will be judging whether whatever you have analyzed and you have got the result, whether that is statistically significant. Are you getting results which is statistically significant or not? So in that we can have a testing of hypothesis approach. So what we are doing, as you go with the words testing of hypothesis, so here we need to perform a test related to hypothesis. The very first question, what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is nothing but it is a assertive statement about a random phenomena. Dear friends, whenever you want to make inference about an experiment which is random in nature, we can make a null statement or we can make an alternative statement. What is a random phenomena then? We cannot make a statement that the sun will rise from the east. It is a fixed thing. It will not rise from west, we know it. But we can have a statement whether BJP is going to form government this time or not in Bihar. It is a random, anything can happen. Okay, whether India is going to win the World Cup or not, it is a random phenomena. We don't know the outcome. So in such situation, we can frame hypothesis. It is of two nature. One is null and the second one is alternative. So null hypothesis is a statement of no difference. Suppose we want to compare the IQ of the male and the female. So if I have to make a null statement, I would be making it like that. The male IQ is same as that of the female IQ. Both are equal. Alternative can be they both are different. Male IQ is more than female, or the female IQ is more than the male. So they are not equal. Anything can happen. So this is an alternative statement. Now based on our data, whatever the data we are getting, suppose our data matches the null, that means we are getting more than 80% or 90% data in which we have observed that the male IQ is same as that of the female IQ. Then we would be saying that the null is going well. You cannot reject the null. But if we are getting only, say, in 90% cases we are getting female IQ above than that of the male IQ. So this data is not matching the null hypothesis. So if our data matches the null hypothesis, we are going to get a statistical measure of testing of hypothesis, which we call p-value. So if data is matching well the null, we would be calling that we are going to get a higher p-value. But if our data is not matching the null, that means the female IQ is much above than the male. In that case, we are going to get a p-value, lesser p-value. So we have fixed a p-value below 5% as the significant p-value. So if we are getting a significant p-value, that means the male IQ and female IQ are not same. You have to reject it. This is the inference which you have to make it. So like that, in descriptive statistics, whatever you are getting, the average weight at birth, you are getting 3 kg. But someone in the population has stated that in India, the weight of birth is 2.5 kg. So our data, we can collect the data and we can match it whether our findings are going well with that or not, and we can make the inference. Similarly, we can check whether a company's claim that a drug A is superior than the existing drug can be done by using the approach of testing of hypothesis. So these are the 3 steps for doing the analysis. First one is know your data. Second one is you have to decide whether you are going to describe the data or you are going to have a comparison, that is testing of hypothesis. And in the third step, I have clearly defined what are the steps to perform a testing of hypothesis. See you next time. I hope you would be able to analyze your data. Do subscribe my channel. I have a dedicated channel on statistics. Bye bye everyone. Take care.